Hello to my four beautiful daughters, Miller, Madison, Colette, and Quinn. Madison, happy birthday month. This is a huge month for us. Now, I call my daughters MMCQ, and I'm coming to you live here from the Michigan State University Special Collections Room. It's a special collections room. And what did I get? I got one of the old copies, okay, of Magna Carta. Then I had to come view it in a special collections room, okay? Now, I want you to all know the word amercement means a fee or a fine paid to another at the mercy of the king. That's the British, okay? Uh, Americans, I want you to know this. If you have a social security number, that means you are an American, okay? And they think of us as indentured servants or slaves. That's why we live a life of bondage, or we live in the master or servant agreement. Okay, and now there's some people in America who are there's British colonists still here to this day who do not have a social security number. Okay, so if you're a Mason and Stone and you have a social security number, there's some Masons and Stones here that do not have a social security number, and they think of you as a slave. Okay, so I'm just going to read you the families because America today we break the seal. We break the seal. No more redcoats running our show. They shouldn't have taught us how to love our country, protect each other, and stand up for what's right. That's what these British taught us. They shouldn't have taught me how to be a patriot and love my country, love my daughters, love women. And I still love all these British people. Okay? But the FBI, the intelligence community, the Navy, the Army, and most of the armed forces, we outsmarted the British. That's why our troops didn't go to Ukraine, because they know this is the British conflict. Okay? So this is the Magna Carta, okay? The Magna Carta, the Great Charter of King John, granted in the year MCCXV. We're going to change that to MMCQ. Those are my four daughters. Okay, this is Square Text Press, MMVI. John, by the grace of God, King of England, Lord of Ireland, Duke of Normandy and Aquitaine, and Count of Anjou, to the archbishops, abbots. Remember, there's an Abbott Street right over there. There's an Abbott Street right over there. That's right where the shooting ended, too. I wonder if Brian found out that all the judges in America work for the British. I wonder if Brian found that out. I wonder if he found out this entire university is run by the British. That's why the Beaumont Tower looks just like Big Ben. Okay, we're going to get to that. Some buildings are still have no cameras after a mass shooting. Okay. A Count of Anjou, the archbishops, bishops, abbots, earls, barons, justices. That's our justices. That's our judges. Okay, so no judge in America right now actually represents Americans. They represent the redcoats. So Americans do not go to court. Our courts are in houses, our own houses, by the people. Okay. Foresters, and they all will be. They committed treason. They should have never wrote the Constitution. There's a reason why nobody's been charged with treason, because every British person living in America right now, they'll be charged with treason because they wrote the Constitution, they kind of like faked it. It was art. That's why they have articles in them. But we believe now they can't say it's not real because we all believe in it, right? So now they're all could be tried for treason. That's Guantanamo Bay. Okay. Stewards, officers. So if you're an officer and you don't have a social security number, you're an officer of the British. Okay. And all bailiffs and sheriffs, if they don't have a social security number, they work for the British. The presence of God and for the salvation of our soul and those of all our ancestors and heirs, and to the honor of God and to the exaltation of the Holy Church. Now there's a separation of church and state in America. This is a state-funded university. All my professors in history class and some other classes, they talk about church and God and the Catholic religion. They can't do that. They can't even say the word church on this university. They can't talk about religion, okay? Because it's the separation of church and state. The presence of God and for the salvation of our soul and those of all our ancestors and heirs, and to the honor of God and the exaltation of the Holy Church, and for the reform of our kingdom, by the advice of our venerable fathers, Stephen, Archbishop of Canterbury, the primate of all England and cardinal of the Holy Roman Church. That guy wrote Deuteronomy in the Bible. Same guy that's in the Magna Carta, he authored the entire chapter of Deuteronomy in the Bible. Okay. Liam of London, Peter of Winchester, Jocelyn of Bath and Glastonbury, Hugh of Lincoln, Walter of Worcester, William of Coventry, and Benedict of Rochester, the bishops of Master Pandulph, okay, the subdeacon and member of the household of our Lord the Pope, okay, the brother Amaric, master of the Knights Templars in England, and of the nobleman William Marshall, Earl of Pembroke, William, Earl of Salisbury, William, Earl of Warren, William, Earl of Grundle, Arundel, sorry. Remember Anna and Elsa and Arundel? Not Grundle. It should be Grundle. The Grundle sweat. Okay. Arundel, Alan of Galloway, Constable of England, Warren Fitzgerald, Peter Fitzherbert, Hubert de Burgh, and of the Petou. Okay, and I can go on and on. Okay, this is all these rich barons and families that they even run these redcoats. Okay, they made them kind of their own little slaves. But anyways, if you flip to the very back of this book, okay, and now before I get to this, this is my favorite part of the book, what I found. The Magna Carta is the foundation for all law, okay, and it's in every constitution. It's in every state constitution, and that goes back to the king. It was signed by King John at Runnymede in 1215, along with 25 barons, and these families, these 40 families or so, they made them do it. Okay, so they're the suretors or the insurers, basically. They insured it would happen. Okay, now here's a kicker. About 70 copies of this book were printed one page at a time on a platen press by Philip Driscoll in the village of Clinton, Michigan. What? Now we got Mason, Michigan right down the road. The typeset on the linotype in Worrell, Uncial, and printed on Mohawk superfine. I am deeply indebted to Mr. David Churchman of Indianapolis and Mr. Christopher Stern of Cedro Woolley, Washington, each of whom loaned me a half-size font of linotype matrices for Worrell Unical. Thank you. So FBI, we're going to look into these guys, okay, and their families. I'm sorry, you made too many rules. Okay, I thought this would be really cool viewing this today. But why I'm so excited about it is I just had history class, okay? I'm going to pull it up here. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Okay. And this professor, he ended class early, by the way. He ends class 20 minutes early, which I want a refund on my tuition. There's this ordinance. Okay, first I'll go over the Townshend Act. The Townshend Act, that's what pays all of our judges. So you can prove, just go look up the Townshend Act. It proves all of our judges work for the Redcoats. So Americans, doesn't matter what you done, okay? Don't hurt anybody, because we're not a very violent group. It's these British Redcoats that have literally slaughtered us, okay? But don't go to court because it's British, okay? We have to set up a new court system before we can move forward, okay? The Northwest Ordinance of 1787. It won't let me share my screen. But anyways, I'm going to read it to you. This is just notes I took in class today. Northwest Ordinance of 1787. It's important concerning slavery, because if you have a social security number, you are a slave, okay? Whether you like to admit it or not. I am one. I'm a Jewish slave that they really hate here. It makes a statement at a national level about where the institutions of slavery can and cannot exist. Okay. It can, and this is what they decided with this ordinance. Now remember, this is in 1787. They said, we're going to set up slavery, these are the redcoats, only in the South, but not the North. So they pre-planned slavery in the South and not the North. Now, what do they teach us young Americans or Americans in school? That we had a civil war. The North was really mad, okay, that the South was doing slavery and they wouldn't stop. That's not true. The Civil War was pre-planned. It was a big show. Just like every war in history. This is what our soldiers found out. That these wars are pre-planned, okay, by these little secret fraternal orders or the redcoats. Now remember, the redcoats have invaded over 97% of the world. They've literally drawn up the atlas, they drew up the maps, they did everything. Okay. So they've literally pillaged every village you can imagine. That's the British redcoats. And then if you look up the Townshend Act, it proves every judge in America is unconstitutional. Now, if you go by the Constitution, which us Americans do, you don't have to go to court. Okay. No matter what they do. Just tell them this: you work for the redcoats. We're coming up with our own court system. Okay. And we break the seal today, America. USA, USA, USA. Miller, Madison, Quinn, I can't wait to see you. I have been discriminated against beyond belief by these redcoats because they hate Jewish people, and I'm Jewish. They've hacked into my computer. They got rid of some of my homework, so I didn't know I had like tests and stuff. So I missed some stuff. So I'm going to file my complaints with the complaint office. Okay, I got a lot of complaints to file. Love you, Miller, Madison, Quinn. Happy birthday, Madison. I still love you, redcoats, too. You should probably stop what you're doing. We should probably all come together, love each other, and figure this out. Love you. Women are not supposed to